Greetings, family. Title for today's topic is why are Africans globally enamored by colonizers? Yeah, I'm gonna go there. There's been a few things lately that have caused me to have some concerns, like about how we overcome this kind of thinking, if you will, stinking thinking, and how it should be addressed. Because when people have been doing something for so long, they tend to want to defend it and not even be receptive to constructive criticism or how this line of thinking can be potentially damaging. Um, and, there may be some people that feel like, why even address it? Who cares? But I care. I care, especially when I look at, updates from the continent and I'm seeing stuff like a strong African man pulling around a foreigner on a trolley because he's his boss. And somehow this brother has to be denigrated, right? Emasculated and made to feel like if he doesn't do this, he won't have a job. Um, it sounds a lot like indentured servitude, um, and it is too close to the history of slavery in a modern day version. Um, I am appalled by these foreigners that think it's okay to come any place and mistreat my people. Okay. Uh, so I felt the need to speak on this because that wasn't the first incident. The other incident that got me was um, there was an article about a foreigner marrying a Maasai man, um, and moving to his village, uh, knowing that the Maasai are a tribe that is sort of endangered, if you will, right? One of our precious tribes that we still hold dear, that has to be cherished and preserved because of the numbers, right? So, in my mind, if you know all this as a foreigner, you know this is a tribe that the numbers are dying down. You know that there are very few of them left. Why would you soil the tribe by intermarrying with someone in the tribe and you claim to have such love for them? I don't understand that kind of love. I don't. I see it as selfish. Um, I think another version of that could have been be selfless. Put your wants and needs to the side and find a way to preserve this tribe without watering down the lineage. That's my mindset. And that might sound mean to some people, but that's how I see it. What really got me, though, was the comments more recently. People talking about how this unattractive European was so beautiful, and she wore these beautiful braids and her hair was braided, and the love and and I'm like, okay, I must be the only one that is seeing this picture through clear lenses, because she was no prettier than any of the sisters of the Maasai tribe or any of the African women on the continent. The fact that she is misappropriating from the culture, right? Because we talk about appropriation and all these things all the time, but somehow when foreigners do it, it's not an issue. But when you have Black American celebrities that come to the continent and try to bring money to the continent or bring some type of light to the continent, it's viewed as, oh, they're misappropriating the culture. They shouldn't be doing this. Do these foreigners have more right to do that than blacks from the diaspora, than Africans from the diaspora? Because I feel sometimes that there is a liberty given to foreigners that is not even extended to your brothers and sisters in the diaspora. And that baffles me. It really does. Because when I see people who look like me, I recognize. I say hello. I smile at them. I wink at them now because we got these masks on. I speak. I wave. I let them know I see you. So when I'm come on a continent and I see people that behave like this, or people that are saying things, I'm like, what do you see when you look in the mirror if you think that's beautiful? It's just deep. So we had the incident with the brother having to pull this idiot around, and we could say a lot about that. We could say, like, where is his self-respect? Where's his integrity and his moral code that he would allow himself to be treated like that? It's easy to judge the victim, but we really got to look at a system that's in place that has made him feel like he has to do this. We don't know what his circumstances are. So I'm not here to blame him. I know where he's not. I know he's not in a place where he could refuse doing something like this. And that has more to do with opportunities that the continent has been denied, right? But what really moved me was the brothers, the kings that came forward and was like, get off of there. He is not going to be pulling you around like this. You can't walk? What's wrong with you? And that man couldn't say a word. All he could do was get off and walk. But they got on him. They came to the brother's aid. And I'm sure the brother didn't feel too good about that he had to have them see him doing this. What does that do to his self-esteem, his self-pride? What does he tell his children when he goes home at night? You know? So that was the first incident. And the second incident, I already told you about the unattractive woman, kind of like these idiots here who get all of this surgery and all of these lip plumpings and everything to be like us. But everybody talking about how beautiful they are. Are they really? So anything artificial is beautiful now? And then, let's talk about the colorism. Because we'll have people who are just like, I love your complexion. Okay. I love your complexion. You're beautiful. Like I wish my complexion was that color. I wish my complexion was that flawless. I was raised, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. So there's nothing like a brown skinned man. There's nothing like a brown man. There's nothing like a fair skinned man, because a good man is a good man no matter what complexion he comes in. But we shouldn't differentiate by color, and we do. We've done it in the States, right? There was a time when light skinned brothers were in. Al B. Shore, Christopher Williams, all these kind of folks, right? And then there was a time when, ooh, no, Wesley Snipes, Morris Chestnut, right? All the dark skinned brothers get in play. Why do we have to differentiate? Can you just have a preference? I like a good man. And yes, an image of a handsome man is a man that probably looks like my dad, right? A man that was really dark and had light eyes and was beautiful. But I think every little girl has that fantasy that her husband will look like her dad or represent the physical characteristics of her dad, because that's really your first love as a child, right? But this whole thing about color, it's deep and it's sad, because I had some friends from the continent. They sent me a picture. I guess it might have been a picture of the couple out at a party. I didn't recognize the wife. I was like, who is this in the picture with my friend's husband? And do you know it was my friend? I didn't recognize her. Her skin was lightened to the point that it changed her characteristics completely. I didn't even have a response. I wanted to tell her how beautiful she looked in the dress, but I didn't understand the face. I didn't understand how a man who loves his wife would allow his wife to do that, would agree that she looked better like that than the woman that he put a ring on her finger. How did she look better? I don't understand it. I don't understand why we feel the need to manipulate ourselves and change who we are. And who we are is usually looking more like them. And I struggle with that because I don't want to look like them. I love my hooded eyes, okay? My pudgy nose, my full lips that have been in my family for generations. These are the things that make me me. And whoever doesn't accept that, it's okay. Go your way. Find somebody more to your liking, and I will do the same. So it's just something we need to look at. We need to really ask ourselves how much further are we going to allow the conditioning, the psychological warfare, the dysfunctional habits of colonizers to control how we think and how we move and how we love ourselves. It is troubling. It is troubling, even to the point where not only have sisters adapted it, trying to look like something they're not, like what they are isn't good enough. But brothers have too. Like brothers will pit sisters against each other if they're not paying attention. I've seen it. I will see a sister do something, whether it's in business or in her community, and there's always that one brother, I use that term loosely with quotes, who will pop up and throw a picture of someone fair skinned with a straight weave and compare them to this sister. And this sister may not even be as effective. Just the fact that in his mind, she looks better and fits a stereotype. I've seen it done with photos. You'll see photos of, fitness has become show your underwear, right? So y'all need to know when I do my fitness reveal, it is not going to be me in my underwear, okay? I don't understand when that became okay. I don't really know what happened. It used to be you put a picture up when you was before, a picture up after, and then there might have been a scale involved. Now it's I got to get in my lace panties and my thong and show everything. It's too much, right? And it's not about body shaming because I could care less about your body. Where is the conservative nature of it all? Where is the self respect? What do you tell your children 10 years from now that you had your booty all spread across YouTube because you was trying to make a point? I, I don't know. I don't understand it. Nevertheless, the sisters who show all that they bear it all, those are the ones who get the little hearts, the little clickbait, the clicks, right? But the sister who probably actually worked just as hard, if not harder, and has her clothes on and is covered up like a queen, she ain't getting a whole lot of hits on her picture, right? Because she ain't showing the goods. So we already know what the world has come to. We celebrate people that used to be kept in the dark. We celebrate them. We celebrate them. We look up to them, and it has become cool to expose ourselves and bear all to get attention. And I guess I get it. I don't really want to get it, but I guess I get it. But I just want us to really think about when this became okay, right? So not only do we compare ourselves to them and we try to be like them, but we also use the same words to insult each other. And we stoop to the lowest levels to make a point. We use their tactics. We call each other coons, and I'm not even going to go on with the rest of the names that we use as weapons, taking weapons from the enemy to use against each other. So this is just for some self-reflection. When did this become okay? Um, Tactics that they use to take each other down, we have stooped to that level. We would even go to people we consider enemies to assist in the process. Where's the self-respect? Whatever happened to, I don't like what you did, and we need to have a conversation about this. And how are you going to make amends? Right? And I'm not going to let this go until you resolve it. There's a way to proceed. There's a way to gather the elders. There's a way to gather a committee and say, we need to address this thing in a constructive way. So I'm not really sure what we're doing. But I do hope that these agitators, these colonized folks, these lost people, um, will not have an effect on a continent where they are influencing others to indulge in a negativity. When did it become okay to be like them? That's my question. Maybe some of you all can answer and give me a time period when it all happened, right? So just pay attention. I did a video called Connect the Dots, right? And it was about a lot of sabotage that seemed to be happening around the continent. And I don't think that that was coincidental. I still don't think it's coincidental. But I think people need to pay attention and really ask yourself, when did we become enamored with them? Blessings, family.